I have a blue light. We have a Tyneware derby to see to. Let's play. We are back here for the third Tyneware derby of the series. As you can see here, we lost the very first one. I believe that was a tight one. If we go back, yeah, we lost 1-0 in our first Tyneware derby away at Newcastle. But then we beat them late on in the season. Oh, yeah. This was that wild game. Adingra had a hat trick. Harry Wilson got in on the action. Kurt Zouma. Yeah. I remember. We are just about to play another one. And hopefully we can take a step forward and go ahead of our biggest rivals in the biggest derby we have in the club. Lineup for today will be nearly identical to what it usually is. We have Owusu Adoro in goal, Aït-Nouri, Branthwaite, Zouma, and Masuri across the back, Martel and Wharton at the double pivot, Adingra, Samardzic, and Wilson across the attacking midfield three, and Ekitike up at the tippy top. Let's go play. This is a big game for us in terms of establishing where we actually belong in the league. As you can see, we are currently in 8th. Newcastle are in 4th, but we are only 3 points behind them. This is a very squished top of the table, all the way down to 9th. Between 9th and 1st, it's about 5 points. And we have not shown up, and Samardzic is injured again. Jiminy Christmas. Let's put Karetsis in. Yikes. All right, so we've done nothing, and I've said nothing because yay. So we have a corner. All right, Harry Wilson, Zouma time. Come on now. I called it. Zouma time, man. Let's go. Kurt Zouma in from Harry Wilson. That is his 10th of the season. Yes, it was near post, but, well, he was tracking in. The neck power on that, though. I mean, he was tracking in across the 6, and he was able to get up and nod it back into the near post. A lot of neck power there, but we are currently up 1-0 in our third Tyneware derby of the save. We are looking to win 2 on the bounce and, take the lead in the series. Kieran Trippier is hurt as, who is this? Harry Wilson lines up. We scored a beauty of a free kick, and I'm going to post it up top there. Harry Wilson goes and bends it. It was not like that. I mean, that's a beauty in itself. But we scored like straight off the training ground free kick recently. I have posted it in the card up above, but wait till you see that short. Wow, this game has turned around. Pretty close to halftime here. We had 0 shots, 0 on target, and a 0 expected goal. And now we have had 2 shots on target, and we have 2 goals. So we are flexing a little bit here, flexing on our rivals, Newcastle. We really love playing at home against them. That 5-3 pushes it off. That 5-3 just crazy session. That was also a home game. Wilson pumps it up. Zouma gets up and nods it over the bar. We are officially at the 65th minute, so I think we can praise and get some boys out of here. Yeah, Harry Wilson is hampered by injury. Can put Harvey Elliott out there. Adingra. Oh, that's right. What should I do? All right. Malero is injured, so I'm going to put Harvey Elliott out wide. Karetsis can go out to the right, and Enzo Lafie can stay central. That's not what I wanted to see. That's not what I wanted to see. Yikes. Is everything kosher for now? I think so. I'm going to try and see this out. Up 2-0. I mean, you can see what it's done for us. It's put us from outside of Europe into Champions League spots. That's how close everything is. 8 Nori is now tiring and he's injured. Yikes. We will flip him. We now only have one sub because, as you remember, we had to pull Samardzic in the 28th minute. So I think I'm going to hold on, or should I replace a midfielder? I think I'm going to do our typical switch here. Dan Ballard will come on for Eric Martel. Kurt Zuma will move up to the ball-winning midfielder role, and Ballard will sit in on the right center back role. So I'm going to pump the brakes here a bit. Switch to our end of game. Just see it out. Oh no! Oh no, oh no, oh no. What is this game? Newcastle must be pissed. They must be so upset if they're going to sit there and injure us. All right, put Ekitike out to the right. Corrects us through the center. All right, so we are officially down a person for the last 5-7 minutes of the game. Let's hold on, boys. Praise them. We have 9 minutes of stoppage time. They have a corner kick. Tonali puts it into the back post. We got really, really lucky. Ouso Adoro comes flapping at it. They get a clean header, but push it wide. 3 injuries in this game. Are we playing like in the middle of a parking lot and people are chewing up their knees or something? What is happening? Let's see how bad these injuries are. As you can see, we're stacked up here. All right. Samardzic. Fractured wrist. Send him to a specialist. 8 Nori. All right. Not bad. Twisted ankle. All right. Well, that's no bueno because that will leave us, if we look, we're starting to get some good chemistry. But now Samardzic is out. Enzo Lafie is out. So Koretsas has to play. I mean, this will be an opportunity for Ouedraogo and Parmo, I think, to come in and show what they're worth until Foloruncho, I guess, decides to come back. Yeah, I'm going to have to start relying on some of the babies here. Parmo is currently training as an attacking midfielder. Ouedraogo is also training as an attacking midfielder. I was so eager to come in for this Newcastle game. I did not even share with you that in our last Champions League game, we faced Liverpool. Remember, we're coming off of beating them at home 2-1 on a Harvey Elliott penalty and then a Kurt Zuma last minute winner. Liverpool pulls up to the Stadium of Light, and honestly, we controlled the game. I mean, Ekitike scored in the 5th, Zuma in the 32nd. They made it 2-1 with an Alexi McAllister goal, but then Adingra scored a penalty to make it 3-1, and Darwin scored a consolation goal for them late on. We really handled them. So, in preparation, I guess, for the next game, the Champions League game that I'm going to show you, we're currently sitting in 3rd, only 2 goals behind PSG, 1 goal behind Real Madrid. We are in heaven right now. It's a beautiful sight. I don't anticipate it staying that way, but a beautiful sight nonetheless. So I am going to do Huddersfield in the background. That is our 4th round EFL Cup game. And then Fulham has kind of fallen off a bit. They're in 3rd, but they were handily in first there for a long time. So I'm going to skip Fulham away, and I will bring you back for Napoli. A huge, huge game here away at Napoli. And we will see if we can pull out some more big team magic in the Champions League. I'll be right back. Here we are back again. We have Napoli away. If you look up in our fixtures here, Huddersfield, we're pretty high up in the Champions League, but no match for us. So at least that proves we are a better team than a top-level championship team. So to all the haters, screw you. Then we went away to Craven Cottage and drew 1-1 with Fulham. Karetzas forced Issa Diop into an own goal. And then Lorenzo Insigne decided that he was going to score, and we ended up drawing. We are currently sitting in 6th. We are 6 points behind Arsenal, who are now going for their unbeaten, invincible, or second invincible season. It'd be very strange to have back-to-back invincible seasons. If you remember, City did it last year. To have Arsenal do it this year would be wild. But we also play Arsenal twice, and I'm thinking maybe we end that for them, you know? But before we can get to that, we have to get to Napoli. We are going with a bit of rotation here because, as you can see, we are in some injury crisis mode. Razvan Sava is still coming back from his broken ankle, but we have Eric Martel, who had a neck strain from jumping too hard, and he's going to be out for about 2 weeks. Enzo Laffi is still out with his twisted ankle, and Samardzic is not quite ready to come back and test after recovering from his fractured wrist. I don't know why they don't just slap some bubble wrap on him and call it a day. Whatever. So, that being said, we're having to rotate a bit. So, we have Owusu Adoro in goal, Borna Sosa, Jared Branthwaite, Dan Ballard, and Filippo Masori across the back line. Zuma and Wharton as our double pivot. Adingra, Karetzas, and Wilson, the attacking 3. And then Endrick, who has decided that he's going to start complaining about the amount of time he gets, is going to play the 9 for Hugo Ekitike. Ballard also has been getting his little grumpy on because we haven't played him enough. Now, this Napoli team is still a Napoli team with Victor Osimhen in it, and he was the player to watch, the dangerous player that the media told us to look out for. So hopefully he decides that he is not going to show up today, and Harry Wilson gets absolutely fed by Kurt Zouma straight down the gut of their back line and goes and skies it over. Ugh. We have to take our opportunities and convert them when they're that straightforward. Again, I'm all, jacked up on Mountain Dew about the game, right? But I have to remember Napoli was one of those teams, much like Liverpool, that we did beat them. But Napoli was one of those teams that we were like, are we going to beat them? Is this going to be something that we're going to be able to do? So I think taking this all with a grain of salt, walking into halftime, 0-0. I mean, we've had the better chances. We're at half an expected goal to their quarter of an expected goal. Our possession's been terrible, and our passing hasn't been as good, but we're hanging in there. Again, we have this injury crisis. We are doing our very best. I really wish Endrick, for example, like the players that complain about not getting any playing time and wanting to have a bit more time to show off, like Adingra just showed off the speed there. Karetzas into Endrick. Wow, what a deflection, and Merritt gets down on his right to save that. That was impressive. The reaction time on that, I'm sure, was like next to 0. And we let it go. As I was saying, I wish the players that are kind of upset about about playing time. When they get it, I wish they would, like in that first game at least, do a little bit more, because Endrick has done next to nothing. And now they have a prolonged highlight, and nothing good is going to come out of that. Lukaku. All right. We're going to encourage them. Our midfield is not doing so great. Zuma and Adam Wharton are sleepy seeds. So let me go ahead. And Harry Wilson has an injury. Friggity biscuits, man. All right, let's put Luke here. Do I ask Adam to just hold on for a bit at least? I think so, because I mean, if it gets down to it, we can always push that position forward and bring on somebody like Malero or Ekatike and play, like a 4-1-3-2 or something like that. Put on an extra striker. I don't know, we'll see. Plenty of time left. We'll see what we can do here. I did stop it in the middle of their highlight. Di Lorenzo back to Romani and Guisa. Alto Oliveira cuts it in and just absolutely beats the crap out of our right back. And Owusu Adoro bails Missouri out because he got skinned. Holy crap. All right, Endrick has been absolute donkey today. I have no idea what he has been complaining about if he's going to sit there and play like this. All right, we have taken Zuma off. So Branthwaite trying to be the Zuma, doesn't get it. And I'm going to sub Endrick off. That is disgusting. He has it set down right in front of him, and he just like toe pokes it into the keeper. Terrible, 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 terrible. That does sort of screw up our plan here, though I feel like I can throw Borna Sosa a little higher if we do decide we want to pull Adam Wharton. Put Nori back there. Borna Sosa could come up, and Malero can come in the inside. 14 minutes left. Do we want to try that? I think I'm going to give it a minute or so. No, confirm the sub. Don't know what I did there. Huge ball over the top to Osimhen. What a comedy of errors that was. I don't know who the center back was on that, but he just absolutely jumps and whiffs. And then Osimhen just, again, same thing, whiffs. All right, let's go ahead, pull Adam Wharton off. Ryan Aït-Nouri can come out. Malero can come in. I'm going to shuffle the deck a little bit. Borna Sosa is not really that, so I'm going to set him back one peg. He can stay as the winger. Malero. Yeah, I guess that doesn't really matter what you are. Let's center out Luke 09. All right, that is jacked up. So let's see what we can do. I don't know if I want Borna Sosa being, let's have him be an inverted winger. Because I mean, at least if he is up here playing like a true wing, like a true outside attacking mid role, there's a bit of space in between him and the left back, Aït-Nouri. But with him sitting back a level, that I feel like they're just going to run into each other all the time. So I'm going to have him invert, which will give us 3 in the attacking mid role. Karetzis with the ball. Can encourage the boys a bit. Branthwaite sprays it out to Sosa. who does not get it, and they put it up to, I think that's Noah Lang. And they are countering, put it in. Osimhen and dummies the ball. Nobody is paying attention to De Bruyne on the back stick. If we look down here, De Bruyne in his old behind goes and beats Missouri. And I mean, it's 2v1. Missouri's over here making up a picnic lunch while De Bruyne is just standing there. Ugh, what a travesty that was. Yikes. That was not great. Even with the loss, we are still sitting in fifth. We're tied with about a million teams here. So we could be as high as third or as low as ninth. But again, all things considered, first time ever in the Champions League. We're sitting in fifth after 4 games. We are halfway through our first Champions League group stage. And we're in fifth. We are okay. All right, not the greatest end to the episode, but we did have a pretty solid run there at Liverpool and Newcastle. Granted, those are both home games. These are both away games. I recognize much more difficult, but our next episode is going to start off wild. We have Arsenal at home in the league. We have Man City away in the league. Then we go away to Antwerp in our 5th Champions League game. Then we have Tottenham at home, United away, Milan at home, Arsenal home in the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup. Wow. All of this before the new year ticks over. So the next 7 weeks are going to be an absolute dumpster fire, or they're going to be the thing that sets us up for one of the greatest finishes in Sunderland A.F.C. history. I'll bring you back for Arsenal and Milan in the next episode to push us further a little bit. And we'll see what we can do with our lives. If you enjoyed watching that video as much as I enjoyed making it, I would really appreciate it if you would take the time to watch one of these videos here. Add some more watch hours to my channel and like and subscribe. Do all the things that help the algorithm, because I can't do this without you. And thank you for watching.